Hello, 15 North Shore, Holmes Cabin, Echo Lakers. Here's a run through of our new updated solar system. Looks like we're in good shape. We have two new 100-watt solar panels, which replace the four 25-watt solar panels that have been here for a long time. Much more power, much more efficient. We have more than twice the power that we used to have, and two of the four old panels have fallen over in the wind and broken. These are heavy. They are on a wooden frame thanks to help from Alex Lane with a couple of angles. You can change the angle should you need, but they so far so good. You shouldn't really have to move them around, but you may want to move them if your solar power drops. So the solar cable comes down through this little gully up here. It's encased in this nice weatherproof, hopefully mouse-proof casing, and goes into the cabin up high, so we won't have it hanging off the cabin anymore. We've got it wired so we can hang a panel here in the wintertime. That's yet to be finished and worked out. So now we come to the fun stuff. Here's where the power comes into the house and gets sent out to everywhere. First, the power comes into what's called the controller. This is the magical box that converts all of the solar electricity into the electricity that we use in the house. I'm going to walk through the controls here. You really don't have to do anything at all, but here this shows that the battery is at 100%, which is very cool. Now here, this shows that it is now, the sun is creating 2 to 3, almost 4 amps that is going into the battery. Don't worry about all the amp watt stuff, but this just means that power is going into the battery from the solar. And here shows that the solar panels are producing 44 volts, which is pretty cool. And there's some wiring magic that does that. So instead of getting 22 or 24 volts, we're getting 44, 45 volts. This is a cool thing that shows power is going from the solar, 14 volts is going into the battery, and this is what is going into what's called the load, or where we draw our power from, our 12 volt power. So this is all cool stuff. That's an air. Hopefully it always stays EO, which means there's no errors. 15, don't worry about that. 27 degrees where the battery is, that's 27 degrees Celsius for those Fahrenheit folks. And we've got 5 amps right now being drawn by the load by this flashlight and that iPhone. So that's not a bad, that shows you how much amperage is being used. Again, 40 amp hours. Oh no, I lied. This is how much amperage is being used. We're using not quite, about at 1 amp to charge this phone and that flashlight. The other was total amp hours. That resets every once in a while, so don't worry about that. But anyway, this shows that we've got power going from the battery into our items being charged. 14 volts in the battery, which is healthy, and we're back to 100%. Don't worry about this at all. And this really cool little gizmo here, this, it says USB socket. This is what's called the load. This is the 12 volt power that goes to our charger gizmos and eventually our lights. So by clicking this, you shut off all the 12 volt power. Cool. I'm going to click it back on, and if it's good, everything turns on. So right now we're just going to talk about the 12 volts a little bit. There's different, we're set up for both 12 volt and 110. The 12 volt charger is here. We have this very cool power divider switch gizmo thingy. Matt has it labeled. This switch turns on the light. This switch turns on this USB charger. This switch turns on this USB charger. These three are not used yet. They're available for the future. Cool thing is each one has an individual circuit breaker. And we can see we've got 14.8 volts. We've got another USB charger there, but you don't really need it. And then a cigarette plug or a barrel plug. We don't really call them cigarette lighters anymore. So that's a barrel plug. You can see right now we've got USB-C, old USB-A, quick charge, 5 volt, PD3. I'm not sure what that means. You can research that. Anyway, the quick charge seems to charge up the phones a lot quicker. So right now, this phone is on, it's being charged, and it is at 21%. Okay. And the battery's being the flashlight's being charged. All right. Okay, that's the 12 volt stuff. Here now we move into the 110. Okay, so this is a surge protector that provides 110 to items where we may need it. In this case, the only thing plugged into the surge protector is, guess what? A refrigerator that's underneath a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna move this. Hard to move it with one hand. So right now, we've got our Dometic 12 volt refrigerator running off of our solar system in addition now to our regular refrigerator. So let's set this down here and push down. And right now it's full of beer, which is awesome. So this takes a big load off of the fridge and ice chest full of ice. So that is running again through 110, which is through the surge protector. Now we come down to the inverter. This is what converts the 12 volt from the solar into 110 for charging tool batteries, for running a minimal refrigerator, not for running engines or motors like a fan, but this works really well for charging bigger batteries that we can't charge with the USB. So it's a cool thing. It's on, it's off. There's two different levels of on. Here's a switch here, just turned on. The lights are back on. And actually there's even a cool little remote that's more for a van conversion, but right now this remote here will turn on and off the inverter. Okay, down below we've got a shelf for solar power goodies here. We've got some cables, we've got we've got the manual, we've got different stuff that just can be stored here for the solar system. Please, no life jackets. And down below, the thing that kicked this whole thing off is this 12 volt, 280 amp hour lithium ion battery that is a whole lot more power than the battery we used to have. So this is here. This will be closed in behind this shelf that Matt built because you really won't need to get in to the battery. But that's our whole solar system, which is quite cool and a big upgrade from where we were. Charging works great. Everything looks good. Now, things to do with the solar system in the house. When you're not charging, when you're not at the cabin, it's best, well, not best, just please don't leave anything charging when you're not in the cabin or overnight. There's really no need to do that. There's a certain amount of risk to charging lithium-ion batteries, which is why Matt built this fireproof enclosure with a fire extinguisher in it. So this is all fireproof with fireproof insulation and set up so just in case something happens here, lithium-ion batteries have been known to, and telephones have been known to catch fire. So don't there's probably no need to put lots of things on the charger. Just charge what you need. And do not leave charging items unattended. Don't leave the cabin with when things are being charged. Okay, at night we have been, may not be mission critical, but it just seems like a good thing. After we no longer need the cabin lights, we just turn off the inverter. Turn off the lights at night, and everything's powered down. And then you can also come up here and turn off the load. So nighttime mode, everything dark. Okay, pretty simple. Just turn off the load and turn on the inverter. There we go. Again, don't leave things unattended and don't charge overnight. Please don't leave the cabin with things being charged. And that's about it for now. Other things we're concerned about really is, I'll talk about this in another short video, but leaving lithium-ion batteries, rechargeable batteries in the cabin over winter where they might get frozen and damaged. Anyway, that is the system. We got about 12 minutes of study. There we go. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Ricky. Thank you to Sam and Judah. Judah helped too. Everybody chipped in and to make this project work. Owen and Ryan helped string the cable through this conduit, that stuff, which was kind of hard. Other than that, it's done. So questions, please contact me, Dan or Matt. And off we go. And there's Judah!